Yo, what up,
Welcome,
SLAC
welcome,
family?
welcome. What's good? What's good?
Not
Welcome,
much,
welcome,
man.
welcome. Oh man, episode 177 of Say Like a Champ. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strears back in the building. What's going on, SLAC family? As you can see, you know what I'm saying? We never miss a Tuesday, no matter what's going on in the world. As you can see, our boy A-Dub is en route on his way back to the crib. But you know how we do, man. Another weekend of sports that we bring it to you live. So what's good, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know how it is, man. We're trying to keep pushing with this so we can get away from these 9 to 5s. But I got stuck. You know what I'm saying? Got stuck on the other side of town today. And so I appreciate you holding down the fort. I'll let you take the lead on it, but just want to say what's up to the Slack family and that I'm happy to be back for another Tuesday, man. Especially a victory Tuesday for me.
Y'all know that's facts, man. It's crazy. I knew y'all was getting a dub. I thought I'd be a lot closer than that though, but y'all definitely took care of business, as we will definitely get to in a second. But before we do that, you know we got to introduce our third brother with the panel, man. Bringing in Matt Marcus. What's good, fam?
Yo,
What up,
What it
dog?
do?
what's up, man? You know, we got them smiles on our face right now, man. So you know, we it's a good Tuesday, man. A great Tuesday right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What slackers we got in the building in the comments? Who do we got in the building so far?
So we just showed. So we got Anthony Weston saying, "Welcome to the divisional round this week." You know, they already there, the Chiefs. So we got Pops saying, "Good evening. How about them Cowboys?" And then we got Anthony saying that Arizona traffic. He knows about that.
Yeah, you ain't never lied. It took me 2 hours to get my kids to school this morning. I'm back home. It was crazy, bro. I was
Yeah,
so
it's
annoyed.
crazy, especially with the construction and stuff, and it's getting worse and worse. More people from California and stuff are moving here, so.
Real.
But you know what
And
I'm
they
saying?
getting
We're
ready
gonna
for
make
that
it
Super
happen
Bowl
though.
too. They getting all this stuff, rushing and stuff for the Super Bowl. You know, it's
Yeah.
crunch time.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a big money weekend for the Valley, that's for sure. But that's what's up. I think let's go ahead and get into it though. Let's get into our first topic. Um, and I do want to ask y'all about that, but I think for NFL though, we're gonna break it down game by game, and we're gonna get into it before we get into the NFL news. So let's hit that quick intro.
Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad. Quick, yeah. Hey, I'm rusty right now.
What's up next?
Oh, let's check it out, man, real quick.
Now tuned to NFL Talk. Let's get it.
I just didn't want to miss that one because you know what I'm saying. I wanted to be able to rep the jersey real quick. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's up. But yeah, the first game, I think this was pretty much as expected. The first game, 49ers Seahawks, one of the few lopsided ones. But what did y'all think about Brock Purdy in his debut? What did you guys think about this game in general?
I've been saying for a little while, man. He checks the boxes for me. I know it's his first year, so obviously you don't have a lot of film on him yet. So, you know, a lot of times we like to see what a quarterback is going to be made of his sophomore year and on. You know what I mean? But man, when I tell you this kid has literally done everything that's been asked of him and more, he has. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at the toughest game he played against when they were down against the Raiders a couple weeks back. And he brought them back. You know what I mean? It's not like they just stuck to the ground game, whatever the case may be. He brought them back. It was a high scoring game, and they didn't have to go into overtime to get that dub. And then Seahawks held close. You know what I'm saying? I think that with the score tied at halftime, or maybe the Seahawks even had the lead or something like that.
Like a 1-point lead, yeah, I think.
Yeah, like 17-16 or something like that. And then, man, they honestly, to me, the Seahawks didn't score another point the whole second half because the end of the game touchdown don't really count to me, but they just came through and blew them out, in the second half. So I like the way they look. I like what Shanahan's doing with them. He's not making them do more than what he needs to do. They're sticking to the run game, and as long as everybody on that team stays healthy, man, they're a dangerous squad, bro.
I kind of disagree a little bit with Purdy. I still don't think he's played nobody yet. He played the Raiders, he played the Buccaneers, he played the Seattle twice. So I don't think he played a top defense yet. So this week coming up, he gonna have his first challenge. So like I say, I think he's decent, but he has a great defense. He has McCaffrey, he has Debo Sanders. So he has a great coach. So I think that helps him out a lot. I think if he's anywhere else, I don't think he does what he's doing, but he's in a great situation. That's not his fault, But we'll see. Like I said, I think if they do go all the way or go anywhere because they're great players, the coaches, and they're in that defense. I think he just doing what he's supposed to do. You know, I think he's doing Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, so but it always don't come down. I don't believe in him to win a Super Bowl. So like Jimmy he'll do so much to get you all the way there, but I don't think he has enough to get you over the edge. So I think he'll be the same as Jimmy. That's why I don't pick him to go all the way.
Yeah, I feel you, Marcus. He could be the same as Jimmy, or he could take it to another level. That's what it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. For me, I kind of agree with you about the opponents, but I am hoping, you know what I'm saying, Dallas gives him a different look next week and he sees a bigger challenge. But like you said, though, credit to the coaching. You know what I'm saying? That coaching staff always gets them in a position to succeed. Running game is crazy. They have great playmakers. So, you know, they are a really good team. They are a really solid team, regardless of what they have at quarterback. So, the Seahawks, I do give them credit on the season, though. You know, and they did hang in this game at least early. You know, they had a fighter's chance. What do you guys think about Geno Smith? Is this like the best we can get from him? Where does he go from here after basically like a career year at this point?
It's on you. Go on, interest.
My bad. It's tricky. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't think anybody really expected them to be where they were this year. You know what I mean? Like you lose Russell Wilson, and you know, a lot of question marks, right? So, but I think that, you know, maybe depending on where they land on in the draft, maybe they look for somebody for their future. But I think Geno Smith actually played well enough to hold down the position, the job next year. You know what I mean? Or I think, you know, you look at a couple of other teams that drafted quarterbacks last year, but their second string quarterback, they brought a guy in to start the season. You look at the Falcons, for example. You know, they had Marcus Mariota. He started majority of the year, and then they bring in Desmond Ridder, you know, later on. But right now, I think the team is Geno's until you know, further notice.
Geno's the guy, man. I think they're gonna be fine with Geno. I think he'll get better from here to get more confidence. He did great this year, so I think he surprised a lot of people because we thought it was gonna be reversed. We thought the Broncos was gonna be what the Seattle did this year, but it was a reverse. So I think he'll have enough confidence. I think he has a little swag now. Like he said, they wrote me off by getting right back. So I think that's a good little thing he did, and I think they get a couple more pieces. Maybe get a little more better on the defense, and maybe find that running back. And I think there'll be a good team in that division. So I think Geno, I think he's there for a while.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, I agree. I think even if they were to draft a quarterback, you know, maybe just get that quarterback ready, but let him at least have the reins for this next year and see what happens from there. It's not like they have an immediate other option, I guess, since they're not going to give Drew Lock a chance. So, you know, you might as well let Geno ride with it. So I'm with you guys. I don't see them making a change. And I do, I want to give them credit for a good season, you know. But I think that was good. Anything else you guys want to touch on this game before we move to the next?
No,
not that I can think of.
Cool. So I think then the next one was the night game, and this was the big one. The Jaguars and the Chargers. Chargers jumped out to a 27-0 lead at one point in the second quarter, and the Jaguars coming back for that victory. Strizzy, give me your thoughts on this game.
Man, Chargers gonna charge her, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. They were, to me, they were definitely the better team. They should have won this game. They were the favorite in this game for a reason. But there's one thing that I will say, and I actually texted A-Dub during this game, was that even though the game was 28-7, the game could have just as easily been 7-0 Jags. When you look at the way the Chargers played in that game, they weren't moving the ball. Offensively, they weren't playing well, even in the first half. You know, the Jags gave them 4 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? They gave them 4 interceptions, and they capitalized on them. Rightfully so, but I literally texted A-Dub. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, if the Chargers come out playing the way they played in the second half, I'm going to see a Jaguars comeback, because the Jaguars actually played better than they did in the first half. They just unfortunately had a bunch of turnovers, and that's exactly what happened, man. So, you know, Chargers got to figure something out. I really like Austin Eckler, but I think he's way too small. He couldn't get through anybody on that defense. He didn't run the ball very well. They had him bottled up. But something's got to give to this Chargers team, man. They're entirely too talented. Herbert's too talented. for them to be barely making the playoffs in order, them losing to a much better Jaguars team, but I wouldn't say the Jags are better than the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of question marks. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's personnel, injuries, whatever the case may be. But hats off to the Jags, man. That was a huge comeback win, and they proved that they deserve to be there competing with that team.
Yeah, I agree.
Man,
I blame Trevor.
Yeah, this game pissed me off, man. I ain't gonna lie. I watched this whole game and it really pissed me off because
Yeah.
even though if the Jags was my team, I'll be happy about it. But just as an NFL guy, you see 27, you can come back, but not to come back and win by 1 point. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Bosa. He doing stupid stuff that cost him the game. I think too. I think if he don't do what he did, two things. He was offsides, which they kind of was a little petty with that a little bit because I think it was like a little bit outside because his helmet. But I'm like, it's a playoffs, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you looking for something, you know what I'm saying, for that to happen. He wasn't really over there, so I can understand frustration. But you gotta kind of keep it down, man. But he cost them those. They went for that 2 points because they had got that 1 point. And I'm thinking if they don't get that, at least they go into overtime or something. But he cost them the extra point to get in there, man. So he got to calm himself down. But I just don't like how it went. You didn't score no points second half, and I see what Strizzy said about Eckler, but I think he's like a Tony Pollard. He's not an inside type of running back. You got to get him on the outside, a toss, a pitch, screens like that. They gave him like 6 rushes. That wasn't enough, for him to get in his rhythm. So I think it was definitely coaching. I think Eckler's gonna be a great quarterback. You look at his stats. His stats I think he was like up there with LT for some kind of record they made. So I think he's a great running back. I think it's a coaching. I think the coaching did a terrible job. And they did have injuries, and I'm saying that number 1 went out too. So it was easy to guard them a little bit more because all you had is Keenan Allen. All you got to do is stop him. So they didn't adjust like they're supposed to adjust. I think they kind of settled down, like they wouldn't have time thinking, "Oh, we won this game." Yeah. And I don't think they made no adjustments. They should have made some adjustments just in case something happened. And they did. It was one time it came up. It was too late for you to make adjustments with the guys, so it was it went bad. But I'm not a Chargers fan, but I just kind of hate how it went, man. It was kind of bad.
I want to piggyback on something really quick. I do, Austin Eckler is a great running back. I do agree. He's like a smaller version of CMC. What he does, obviously CMC can run through the tackles, between the tackles a little bit more, obviously, but what he can do passing the ball and running the ball is huge for them. But I think if they had like another kind of maybe bigger back in a sense that they could use, kind of help open things up a little bit, that opens things up. But yeah, I wanted to piggyback off that. You're absolutely right about that, Marcus. And I don't know, man. I'm with you. This game kind of pissed me off a little bit. I really had
you can't lose that
winning
game.
This thing, dude.
Yeah, it got me too, especially because I had the Chargers by 3. So even at halftime, when you did text me, I was like, man, I'm still feeling kind of nervous, but I'm like, they should still at least win by 3. Okay, the Jags might get back in the game, but come on, they'll win by 3. And then down the stretch, that was just bad to see. The Chargers, I don't know though. It's just like, where do you go from here? Because like I've seen in the comments and like it's been said, every year is supposed to be their year. Strizzy, you touched on how talented they are. But just with the injuries, with the defense, with the collapses, it's always kind of an excuse with the Chargers. It's like it's hard for me to have faith in them anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say lose confidence. I think they still are going to be a great team. I think the coach, you got to fire him. Bring somebody else in there. It's a good coach. You got a young quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You got injuries, so I think you got to draft a receiver, like a nice receiver, something like that. Because Keenan Allen he's decent, and you got Michael Williams, but they can never stay healthy. So
neither one of them.
Right. You need to get somebody in there that can stay healthy, make a trade or something like that. And like I said, you still got Eckler in there. You still got a decent defense, So, but you definitely have to get an edge rusher too, because Bosa and my guy Mac, they done. I think that their career. They'll give you a little bit, but you can't depend on them.
Over.
Yeah, pretty much over. But I think they're a good team. And honestly, if they win this game, I think they give Chiefs a little. They don't win the game, I don't think, but they give a better game. I think the Chiefs about to blow the Jaguars out. I think it's about to be over because you can't make those mistakes against the Chiefs and think you'll come back on them. I pick them to win at least by 28, 30 points. I think they're gonna win by. So I just wish they could have. The Chargers would have won. It would have been a better game, even though they had injuries. but they know each other, the same division. You just play, you know things different about those guys. So the game will have been a better game. So that's what I was hoping for. But yeah, it's about to be a slaughter this next week, man.
I think
In Kansas City.
Yeah, the line opened up as an 8-point favorites for the Chiefs. I'm with Marcus. I'm actually gonna bump that up some for secure the bag. So we gonna see, but I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so
They beat them by at least.
Yeah,
14.
Jaguars. That was their victory. That was their playoffs.
Yeah.
That was their Super Bowl to win
That
that
was their
game.
Super
And
Bowl.
even and considering last week, you know what I'm saying, against the Titans, and to even get to the playoffs. So I think that they're pretty much emotionally spent. But shout out to Trevor Lawrence going to Waffle House. That's one of my favorite late night victory spots as well. So I did like to see that. That was pretty cool. He learned something when he was down in the South.
I about to say that. Yeah, I about to say he didn't do it. He learned that. Like it wasn't something he decided. I bet you he never did that before he got to Duval.
I was about to say he hanging out with little Duval.
Yeah, so that's why. But it's like I said, it's still dope though. That's kind of cool that it happened.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs. Yeah, rolling big in that one.
Yeah, but one funny thing about the Waffle House, did you guys see the Waffle House hack? And then Waffle House put the sign up like we ain't making this hack. Have y'all seen that?
It. The waffle sandwich, like
yeah, it looks so good though. It was like we ain't doing that. Like we don't do that here. So it's just like it's kind of crazy. Trizzy, you haven't seen it? Go look it up, dog. It looks good, but they like we don't make this. It's not on the menu. You're gonna get things on the menu. So somebody made a dope sandwich, and then it went viral on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. See, social media is great. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Shout out to TikTok, and if you're on TikTok, make sure you're following Strizzy. But it does kind of ruin things sometimes because the word spreads too fast now.
So fast,
in the past, you would learn that and you'd be like, "Oh, I've been doing this for years." But now it's like they had to come out and make a policy against it because TikTok took it too far. And
the sign was handwritten. It wasn't even typed. So it's Waffle House for you.
They're like, "We're putting this up right now."
Yeah,
that's crazy. But I think that was a good one. We'll see how the Chargers adjust, but they did make some changes already. I think they fired their quarterback coach and their offensive coordinator after that game. So we'll talk more about that in the coaching carousel over the summer. But let's move into Sunday's games. Let's move into the next one. Oh, Bills Dolphins. This turned out to be a good one. Dolphins made this a game despite having their third string quarterback. Are you guys worried about the Bills? What were your thoughts on the game?
Honestly, man, the Bills, as much as I love this team, love watching them, see how good they are, they just self-sabotage, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they self-sabotage. It's one of them things where it's like they were like this, like you look at the total offense from both sides. This game wasn't close. But then you look at the score and it's like you guys barely pulled this off against a team that's much weaker than you with their third string quarterback in the game. Pops talks a lot about Josh Allen and the mistakes that he makes, and you can't make these mistakes trying to win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are good. Arguably the most talented team in the playoffs right now, even more so than the Chiefs, in my opinion, but the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes and better coaching staff. But when you barely made it past the Dolphins, you can't make these same mistakes in this game, and you definitely can't make these mistakes against the Chiefs. It's over at that point. You know what I'm saying? So They definitely got to get back right. They got to fix those mistakes. Otherwise, they're going home next week. They got the Bengals, man. You make those mistakes, Bengals putting 50 on you.
Hey man. Nah, I'm gonna come back that up. I always say this: a team third string quarterback, they have nothing to lose. They playing for nothing. Those teams are hard to beat, dog. It's just hard, especially the division. It's hard to beat those kind of teams. When they playing free, they're not nervous. No pressures on them. Just go out and play football, and it's hard to do. And you got Tyreek here, a game changer. It just, you know what I'm saying? You kind of tight, you know what I'm saying? So the game it's a little different, you know what I'm saying? It's a playoff game, But I'm telling y'all, what's gonna happen next week against the Bengals? Bills winning, I'm telling you that now. DeMar Hamlin gonna come on the field some kind of way, wheelchair walk. It's gonna go crazy. The emotion's gonna be high, and they're gonna win the game. Like they're not losing. I'm telling you, after all this happened, they going to the Super Bowl, dog. I'm just saying it here.
I got the Bills winning next week. I'm with you. You can't make those mistakes against a team.
They won't, man. They just, like I said, it's hard. Those games are hard, man. You play sports.
Yeah.
When you said it's always a team that you thought we're gonna blow these teams out. But when you try to be casual with them a little bit, and they playing hard, and you're like, damn, you gotta catch up with these guys. And then in your mind, like, this team ain't that good. What's going on? And so you get tight, you making mistakes. It's just one of those type of things, man. But they look what they did. They won the game. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't like the Chargers and lost that game. So I think they'll be fine, man. Pops already started out.
But no, Marcus, I am with you though. It happens a lot, man. When you play someone that you not only have no film on, someone you probably never even heard about.
It's hard.
You have no idea what can happen. You know what I'm saying? And you do play a little tight because you're like, look, we can't lose at this team. Y'all know that, right? You know what I'm saying? So I do see what you're saying. I just, as the team that I am currently rooting for, I'm like, y'all can't play like that next round. don't play around. I'm saying don't play around.
I ain't trying to get ahead. The team they gonna play. Look what happened. We're gonna talk about the next slide, but I'm just
we're gonna talk about that in just a second. I'm almost to the crib, so I'm gonna go off camera in a second here. But no, I think that the Bills were kind of lucky to get this out of the way. Was those playoff jitters, and I do contribute to the Dolphins, knowing who they were dealing with, playing them a third time. And I do give a little bit of credit to the Dolphins coach. I had a feeling he was going to have something schemed up to give them at least a shot in this game. And I think that they did catch the Bills a little bit off guard, but you know what I'm saying, the Bills came back into it. But I'm gonna go off camera, but I'm gonna still be with y'all. But I'm almost to the office though, so.
I got you. I will say.
We hear you.
Oh yeah, I will say this though. We talked a little bit about it last week in regards to like where we think Lamar Jackson's going to end up. I think Dolphins do everything in their power to go out and grab him. You know what I'm saying? If I'm them,
that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
You know, we've talked about it a couple of times about like Tua not necessarily being that dude, but I think that they need to move on from him. They need to let that man go retire somewhere. Someone needs to convince that man like this. You know, I understand how much you want to play the game of football, but life means a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And you know, do whatever it is they need to do to go out and grab Lamar. Like I think he'd love it there. It's warm there. You know what I'm saying? You're already coming in with a really good coach who proved a lot this season, and then you go and get the two, you know, number one, number two receivers that he has never had. You know what I'm saying? Like the receivers that Lamar has had in Baltimore are what I like to call breather receivers. You know what I'm saying? The guys who come in when you need a breather. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all bad, man. So if they're not going to do what it takes to not only pay him but put some talent around him, he got to bounce.
Yeah, he's gonna leave, but they not gonna let him go without getting a quarterback. So I think wherever he's going, it's gonna be like a trade type thing. I don't think it's gonna be like, oh, we can let him go and get some draft picks. They're not trying to rebuild, so they're gonna want a quarterback at least decent, and they don't want Tua. So that ain't gonna happen. So I just think wherever he does go, well, to me, I would love to see him there. I think that would be a great team. That'll be a great division with some good quarterbacks. But I just don't. I think the Ravens already trying to screw him over. So they really not gonna try to help him, like get them go. You go there, we don't get nothing for you. Like, no, they ain't happening. So I think they're gonna try to get a quarterback wherever he goes, some kind of way.
Yeah. See, I think it's funny. Anthony Weston popped this up, and I actually think this is legit. So I think they are going to franchise him if they can't figure a deal out. And honestly, if I'm Miami, the way they look right now, who they have on the roster right now, I'm giving that up. 2 first-round picks, I'm giving that up.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? Like you look at the personnel they have right now. They've got good running backs. They got 2 good receivers, 2 really good receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
But do you think that's enough? 2 first-round picks is enough, though?
That's the tricky part. You know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I feel like Baltimore doesn't value Lamar the way they should value Lamar. You know what I'm saying? So maybe 2 first-round picks, they might take it. You know what I'm saying? Like that could get them possible quarterback for the future and maybe something else, you know, amongst their other first-round pick that they'll have in that draft. But
yeah,
it's tricky, man. I'm not a GM, so I don't really know. But I just like if I'm Baltimore, not Baltimore. If I'm Miami, I'm calling them and like, yo, what do y'all want for him? What are y'all looking for? Because we'll give it to you.
But this last thing, we'll move to the next game. But I always say this too, is like I think it's more to this that we don't know. Cause the whole world know Lamar Jackson is a rap talent. He's a monster. He's a former MVP. I think it's something else, man, that they're not really saying yet. And I think it's gonna come out. I don't see them doing to Lamar like that. I don't see them doing him like this. So I think it's more. I think it's more to the situation that we might find out later. But I just
Yeah,
don't feel like we all know who he is, man. So I don't
yeah,
think they would just do him like that. So something else is going
bro.
on.
It's funny you say that because I watch the Ravens a lot, and they're a very stubborn franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't do a lot of free agent type move stuff. Like their stuff is draft in house. You know what I'm saying? They don't do a lot of that stuff.
That's so true.
They're very, very stubborn when it comes to stuff like that. They're honestly they're kind of like the Patriots. They really are kind of like the Patriots. But I will say this though is, you are right. It was like we don't really know everything that's going on, but it's like you look at Lamar basically got them to the playoffs and missed 6 games. They went 1-5 in those 6 games, and they still got to the playoffs. So it's like you can't tell me that this man is not your franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got you to the playoffs and missed 6 games because you only won 1 out of the 6 games that you've been out, and y'all still made it. So it's like, I don't know. Like, you pay this man. I have no idea what the holdup is. Like, it don't make no sense to me. Like I said, that's a rare, talented kid, already an MVP. If we want the youngest MVP in NFL history. You know what I'm saying? Some Derrick Rose type stuff. Like that's crazy to me that they still like, oh well, we don't know.
Knock on wood, dog. You don't say Derrick Rose, man. It's ain't knee injury. You can't do that.
No. I just mean like the youngest MVP type stuff.
I know you're talking about. I know. I'm just saying it's ain't knee thing.
Stuff. Yeah, no injury stuff.
Yeah.
We go to the next game.
Yeah, well, Marcus. Yeah, let's go to the next game. Marcus will get us the scoop on what's really going on with Lamar.
Yeah, man. So next
Vikings,
game up,
Giants.
the Vikings up the Giants.
Man, the Vikings are fool's gold, man. They always been fool's gold, man. They're the definition of fool's gold, man. Like, there's no way they should have lost this game, man. At one point, they were 10-1 in the
at a point.
Yeah, that was like one of the top teams in the thing, man. So I'm like that. I don't know, man. I really try to like Cousins, man. Try to be root for him, man. But this guy, he can't do it, man. No. I feel about it. Oh no, man. What he always say? Like what he say? Like that or something? Yeah, like that. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. The thing is, Justin Jefferson. I'm like, that dude is a monster. Like, I don't understand what's going on with that situation, man. Like, I don't know what happened, but that's all I gotta say, man.
Force it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta force it. I hate seeing, because like we see this a lot, right? You see these like true big time receivers in these spots where the quarterback doesn't get him the ball, doesn't get enough receptions, whatever the case may be, because they're being double teamed, right? Obviously, they're gonna double team. This man is double teamed every game, and still does what he does. Like you gotta force it to him sometimes. You gotta throw it up and allow him to make a play. Like, he's that good. You know what I mean? And man, I don't know why. I had the Giants in this one. You know what I'm saying? I just had a feeling they were gonna win, and I can't even give any rhyme or reason. You know what thing is too? A lot of the Vikings games that were won within one score, I saw something that said if they flipped it, they would have been 1-13 or something like that. Like, so, it's like they were like you said 10-1 at one point in time, but you flip some stuff around and they're one of the worst teams in the league. So I'm with Marcus. It's like Cousins can play well throughout the season, but when it really matters, man, he just always be letting them down. Like, it never fails.
Yeah.
I was gonna say crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say though. I was gonna say I agree with you guys that the Vikings. It's just like you said, kind of fool's gold. But what about the Giants though? Are they for real? Are they better than we thought too?
I was about to say that. I think they are for real. I think they beat the Eagles, man. And the reason why, Saquon's back, dog. If you watch that last touchdown, dog, he got stopped at the 3-yard line, and he forced his way to the end zone. And like I said, I always watch people emotions on the sideline. I'll look at him. He's serious, dog. And you playing against a division rival. You know what I'm saying? It's the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about running the ball like that. I feel that I always said Daniel Jones to me was a decent quarterback. Everybody gave him flack because he ain't there. I always thought he was pretty good. What he had, he never had like the OBJs. He never had a real like a fresh shepherd. He never had those kind of guys. He always had he lost Ingram, like one of his other best targets. I always thought he was a decent quarterback, and I think it's on the show, man. I think he's not gonna do a lot of throwing the ball. I think he's gonna run the ball a lot. I think Saquon gonna throw the ball a lot, and that play action gonna come the way. And when they do play action, I think they gonna let loose on that, man. And I think they're gonna win that game, man. I just feel like it's gonna happen like that.
Something does scare me though a little bit. They ran him a little too much. Now I understand that's what works for their offense, but I think it was like they got to the goal, like they ran him like 4 or 5 times in a row. My man was barely able to stand up. He was breathing so hard. He was like, "Yo, we need to get somebody else running this ball right quick."
I think it's emotional because they do a lot this whole year. They did like 5 times in a row, giving the ball. They do that. You know what I'm saying? I think he wants that too. Like he ain't really played in 2 years. He can do it.
Yeah,
so,
true. They
I
do
think
it a
he's
lot.
fine.
I'm just worried about that. That wrong hit. You know what I'm saying? That wrong hit takes him out because he's a really big part of their offense. And what's the coach's name? Dable, yeah. Man, I really like that coach pickup this season. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you pick up the offensive coordinator from the Bills. I was like, and you saw what the Bills were like last year offensively. So I think that played a huge role into Saquon's resurgence and seeing Daniel Jones playing his best football of his career so far. So I agree with you, man. I think the Giants are a much different team with him at the coaching helm than we've seen the last couple of years. It's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah.
The big thing is, I think he stayed running north and south, not going with east and west. I mean, that's when he get injured. He going out there and sideline all that. That's when he was getting hurt. Keep him up north and south, dog. I think he'll be fine, man. That's why I think he's killing that.
It's easier to slide going north and south than it is going east and west. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see everybody in front of you.
Yeah, but I agree. I think the Giants they are impressive. I do like the pickup too, Brian Dable. Like he's showing he's a real head coach. So that's what's up. But the Vikings, again, I think I kind of put the Vikings in the Chargers category for me personally, like where it's like they're exciting, but it's always like a promising, and then it gets the postseason and they don't have much going on. So we'll see. We'll talk about the next matchups next week for the Giants and see how for real we really think they are in a second. But let's talk about this next, the closing one of the night. Bengals Ravens. Ravens hung in there close with a backup quarterback. We thought that the Bengals were kind of primed to primed to make another run, but are we worried about the Bengals? Marcus, you wanted to touch on this earlier.
Yeah, they won off a fluke, really, pretty much. That little the interception type. Yeah, like if he scored a touchdown, I think it's a different game, dog. I think he did go a little early. You know what I'm saying? It did happen like that, and that's how they won the game. I think if they showed Burrow on the sideline, he was nervous, man. So I think they scored a touchdown. I think it's a whole different game, and they could probably lose. I'm happy they didn't. Cause I don't want to see the Ravens without Lamar in the playoffs. You know, I don't want to see that. We know like next game, Chiefs going to slaughter them. I think the Bills will slaughter the Ravens. So I'm happy they went like that. The Bengals, like I said, they can catch fire now. They can kind of go. They still got a shot to beat the Bills. But I just feel like DeMar is going to be at this game because last time they played each other, he was there. I feel because he went in this. I think he could have been in this game too, but I think he waited till this game come on, get those emotions going, like put him on the field. And when you see your brother who died, you seen him die, and he's back. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do all you can. Like you're not gonna give up the whole game. You're gonna be focused, trying to do things. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that's gonna be give him a little encouragement. But I think the Bengals. I think this they're gonna lose this game. I think it's the Bills' time right now because it happened last year. I just feel like I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think the Bills win by a field goal.
Yeah, I feel on that one. The funny thing is too, like one, they're also division rivals, and they just played last week. You know what I'm saying? It's literally their third time playing each other, two times in the last 2 weeks. So I knew this game was going to be a lot closer than last week when the Bengals pretty much beat the crap out of them a little bit. And Huntley, the second string quarterback, he didn't play last week. The third string did. So I knew this game was going to be a little bit closer. And Harbaugh's a good coach. You know what I mean? Like he is a good coach. He can be really stubborn at times, like I just said or whatever. But like he is a really good coach, and you knew he was going to prepare them to be better equipped for this game. But I'm J.K. Dobbins said it best when he basically was like, Huntley shouldn't have been the one responsible for trying to run that in. You know what I mean? Like we literally learned from Seattle with beast mode multiple years back. And I'm with Marcus. If they score, that changes a lot of things, right? Momentum's all in the Ravens' way. It was early on in the fourth quarter, so there was still a ton of time left, but no one scored after that. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's so hard to say like, you know, what would have happened, but you know, momentum is a huge thing. Ravens get that touchdown, there's a good chance Bengals don't recover from it. But
their defense was playing well.
Exactly, they were. The Ravens defense definitely came to play, but you know, Dobbins was pissed. I don't know if you guys saw that video. He was not holding any punches. He was going after the coaching staff. He was going after the franchise. He was like, "Y'all need to play." He basically said, "If Lamar was out there, this doesn't happen." He was like, "You give the ball to me, that doesn't happen." Like he was real vocal about.
I don't know though. I don't know. I think it was a good play call. Honestly, I just think he just went early. He just should have waited a little while. You know what I'm saying? I think he was too anxious to get it. You know.
Yeah.
And I think to me, you hike the ball. You gotta go here to get him the ball. You get those guys a chance. You hike the ball and go up. You know what I'm saying? It's a quicker score. You know. So I understand the play call, and I just think he went too early. And then for him to do to catch the ball and go 98 yards too, he should have got a tackle, but that's a big dude, you know. So for him to score too, it's like it was meant for them to get this, I think, because somebody should have caught him. You know, somebody.
Yeah, he was one of their bigger boys too. It wasn't like you know, one of their defensive backs got it. It was one of their bigger boys. So yeah, I agree. Somebody definitely should have caught his butt, but I don't know, man. Like it's a tough game, literally decided by you know one play. You know what I'm saying? One play, but yeah, I think it's crazy. I think the Bills beat the Bengals and move on to the AFC Championship game, but it's crazy because the Chiefs have kind of had the Bills name, but the Bengals have the Chiefs name. So it's a little interesting to see how this is gonna go, man. AFC is deep, bro. AFC is deep. When it comes to quarterbacks, it's real deep.
I think either one. Honestly, I'm gonna take it back. I think either one can win. I'm gonna say that, but I want the Bills. I want the Bills to win. So I'm gonna be honest. You know.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Game can literally go either way.
All right, let's move to the last. What's that?
Where's that game being played at again? Did they say
Buffalo? It's Buffalo, right? They won't be a neutral site to the AFC Championship game, right?
Right, and we'll talk about that later. Stephanie Washington says it's a trip that the boys, Eagles, and Giants are still in it. Let's go to that last game. You know what I'm saying? America's team, that Monday night special of the Cowboys against the Bucks, 31-14. One of the, you know, it was like the very first game of the weekend and the last game of the weekend were more lopsided. Everything else in between was very, very close. But the boys did their thing last night. And hopefully, like Pops kept saying, puts Tom Brady into a permanent retirement. We'll see about that too. But Marcus, how do you feel about the performance by the Cowboys?
Well, first of all, I don't like how the graphic is. You got Tom Brady bigger than Dak, and they lost, so I don't like that. Anyway,
we used the pre graphics this week.
I know whoever made this, they thought who was gonna win. That's why I'm gonna put it like that. But I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Cowboy fan, and Pop always get on me about this. I ain't gonna lie. I thought we was gonna, you know what I'm saying? I go with history. We ain't won 30 years on grass, you know, on playoff game, road game. Tom Brady it never lost to us. And the way we lost against Washington, that's how my emotion was. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I want us to win, but I wasn't, we lost. It was a win-win because I know we lost. McCarthy gone. But Dak did his thing. And I ain't gonna lie, man, watching the game, the Cowboys, they look different. They look like they were like confident. They looked like they were ready to play. They were like, the whole vibe was different. Even McCarthy, he looked different too. Like it was a different kind of vibe. I'm like, they're gonna play, but the first series, I'm like, oh, here we go. I said, here we go. I was like, I'm gonna turn it. I said, I can't watch this, man. But I stayed with it, and then Dak did his thing, man. I just feel that Dawson Schultz don't get enough credit, dog. Dawson Schultz is playing his butt off, man, this year.
Yeah,
he's like a Novacek, man, to Aitman to me for Dak. He's that security blanket, man. He's always open. He's always there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think he should get more credit than I don't think he get enough credit. He's a great receiver. He catches everything. He very seldom misses passes. So, and then defense played great too. So we did the one thing I was a little worried about because the playoffs we didn't run the ball like we should have. But I guess just I guess how the game was going. I guess we didn't have to. And then we got a kicker, man. I don't know, man. That's a whole other show, man.
If you could fire a kicker at halftime, he would have been gone.
But the thing is, I could be wrong. The thing is, he had a great year this year.
He did.
So I don't know. Me as a person, you know what I'm saying? He has a family, you know what I'm saying? So I always think about that. I felt bad for him. I really felt bad for him because I know he makes those. Like you make those. So it had to be something in his head, like you know what I'm saying, the pressure. The good thing is we was up, so it didn't really matter. But it would have been different. I'll say, fire him if he lost the game for us right there. I didn't let him go. But deep down inside, he had a great year. It was just different for him. Something could have happened at his home. He could have been thinking about something else. Maybe something that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Caused that. So I'm giving another shot, man. I'm like, if we can have two kickers, maybe just have another kicker just in case he do it again. So he missed it. Okay, you done. Okay, we try to give you that chance. But I just feel like he's a good guy. We have him before. We let him go. We bring him back. I'm like, he had a great year all year, man. So I feel bad for Marner, man. But I just feel like we got to give him one more shot. Still get another kicker. We can put him on a roster just in case something happens, But
if we can get if we could get another kicker, but not let Meyer know he's there, you know what I'm saying? Have like a DB or something and just sneak him in. Just so we can get him, but don't break his confidence. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him know we're getting the backup plan.
But one thing we should have did, I think because we was up big, try to see he could make maybe like a 38, 40-yard kick. See that? Because the extra point, I think it was just in his head. It was so close. He almost, you're supposed to make those. It just messed with him a little bit. I felt so bad. My heart was like hurting for him, man. I was like, man. But he did make one though. He made one the 31.
That was a big celebration when he made that one. I don't know though. I agree with you though. Definitely in his head, it was like after he missed two and the Cowboys were driving, they showed him on the sideline like off by himself already, and I was like, oh no! Like as soon as they showed that, I told Pops, I was like, man, he's getting ready to miss again. Like you can just tell.
He made an adjustment though. He made an adjustment too much, on the left hash.
Right.
He did. You can tell he tried it. It just went too much, man. It was like, dang.
But this from like anything like mechanical, like golf, or even like bowling, or even like baseball swing. Like if you're like thinking about it in your head and not just
you're gonna do it,
it goes bad, And you could tell he was like step, like it was like he was saying it in his head and stuff, and it was just not working out for him. But
I love Pops saying, man. I like Pops. We gonna tweet this, Pops. I'm gonna tweet. I'm gonna copy and paste this.
Yeah, he said.
I forgot he did lead the league in scoring. Like, that's big, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I forgot about that.
He's gonna persevere through this, and it's gonna be even sweeter when he's kicking game-winning kicks for us.
We'll forget about everything. Like next week, it's a game-winning field goal. He makes it. We don't care about him. You know what I'm saying? Like you back, dog.
Yeah.
So you gotta give him a shot, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, he'll straighten that out. I'm glad he got a chance to make one. But that was a playoff record. Missing 4 extra points, only ever missed 2 in the game. Any kickers. So that was a little bit historical, but that was the only bad for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Realistically, Dak got those jitters out and then started throwing. I agree with the running game. Pollard, I'm glad that they featured him. He's definitely got to be the lead back versus Zeke. Zeke just doesn't really have that same umph. But
that 31, that's what we need Zeke in there for.
Right, exactly. And to kind of end the game. So that's what's up, though. And also, Bucs defense is way more stout against the run. I feel like we kind of had to throw it a little bit more.
Yeah, you're right.
But we'll talk about next week in a second. But I do want to kind of go from on this game that I do think that might have been Tom Brady's last game. I give the defense credit, though. They were really getting in his head early. They didn't have a sack until late, but they were swarming around him, messing up his pocket, and he becomes like any other quarterback at that point where he's going to start, kind of throwing some balls away or giving up on some plays. So I'm glad they were able to do that. If we can do that against the GOAT, can we do that against a rookie?
We have to. But one thing, did y'all see Tom trying to trip my guy though, man? Did you see that? Tom, you can't do that, man. You the GOAT. You can't do It's so like, but why?
I was gonna say he always be doing stuff like that though.
He does, but I'm like, why? Why are you trying to trip? What's they gonna do? What if you did trip him? Then what did they like? Why, Tom? Like, what's going on, man?
Because he's petty. That's why he always been petty. He always
for sure.
petty.
But he didn't want to be touched that whole game. If you know, he didn't like getting touched at all, and they were pushing him and pulling him down. It's
just mess with him, get in his head.
Yeah,
you know. Strizzy, do you think that was it for him, or do you think that Tom Brady comes back again next year?
I saw something earlier today that was giving like Vegas odds on what his next team's going to be. I commented immediately like, look, Tom Brady can pick whatever team he wants on Madden like the rest of us. He need to go home, bro. Like,
go get your wife back, dog.
Was this season worth it? Like, honestly, like you got to the playoffs.
Was it? It wasn't worth it, dog. It wasn't worth it, man.
Yo, you got to the playoffs on a technicality because somebody from the South had to make it. It just so happened to be y'all. But I'm sorry, Tom Brady was not good this year. He wasn't. You look at his numbers and be like, oh, he threw for X amount of yards because they played down every single game for 17 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the passing numbers are going to be high, but nothing else looked good. The throws didn't look good. Interceptions didn't look good. Like, it just, honestly, one of his worst statistical years of his entire career. Your family wasn't worth this, dog. Like Marcus said, go get your wife back, fam. Like, stop. Like, don't even think about it. Just leave it alone.
But y'all know,
he's
not retiring though, right? He ain't retiring, y'all. He's playing the next year. He's not retiring, y'all. He ain't not like that. He ain't going on like that.
You know, the reports out there are, potentially the Las Vegas Raiders because he can just be with McDaniel, know how to run that offense.
Aaron going there.
What about the Dolphins? There was another one that I heard rumored out there. Or to come back to the Bucks. I don't know. I think he should retire, but
I think so.
I think he does, but man, Tom, you should have left when y'all won the Super Bowl, dog. Like you made history, dog.
Yeah, all lined up.
Walk out.
Yep.
I do want to welcome Moms to the show, though. Just landed in Phoenix, so welcome home. Glad you
made it home
safely.
But one last.
He said, like the Thanos meme, what does it cost? What did it cost?
Everything. Hey, but is it true that that contract he got for broadcasting is like $300 million? Is that true? Or is
I guess Fox put that on the table for him if he wants to come.
Oh, but he hasn't signed it like that yet, though.
I don't think he signed it, or maybe he did sign it, but it's just whenever he's officially retired. He's waiting. Probably it's waiting for him though, that job.
So So either way it goes, he's gonna still be on the road. So he's gonna still lose his family. So that's why Denzel she's done, man. She's like, it's over.
It's over.
That's probably why he gonna play because she gone. So he don't need, maybe the off season he get flowers, dinner, all that kind of. And if it don't work, then he gonna come play again. But she comes back to him, maybe he'll retire. So we'll see. It's all on her. It's in her hands.
I mean, he's already the oldest quarterback to start, but maybe he's just trying to push that record out further. I don't know.
Make sure nobody get this.
Bro.
Right.
The way these kids are passing nowadays, he don't want that record to get touched. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to play a couple more years to make like that Stockton assist record. You know what I'm saying? Untouchable.
Exactly. All right, let's go to the last slide though, and let's give a little preview of next week. But definitely was excited with the Cowboys. But now this is as the bracket stands. And let's run through these games real quick. I know we went so heavy on NFL, but that's okay. We'll breeze through the rest. But the Jags Chiefs, I think we all got the Chiefs. I think we're pretty comfortable with that. That Bengals Bills though, that's gonna be a real good one. That's gonna really be interesting. But who y'all got in that one?
Bills. I want the Bills to win. I want Bills to win, but man, that game a coin flip.
I don't know, but I want the Bills to man.
Yeah, I can see this going either way, but I have a feeling I'm not sure why, but I think it is going to be the Bills. Just a little bit stronger, maybe at home on that one. And then on the other side, Giants Eagles. You guys see a potential upset?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on Hurts, man. If he can do a little bit what he did before during the season, yeah, I think he's still injured. But I think, man, I think the run game gonna be too much for them. I think they have a weak defensive against the run, so I think Giants might surprise them, man. So I'm gonna go Giants.
Shizzy?
It's tricky, man. Again, they know each other really well. I think I said earlier the Giants are a better coach than they've been in years. But the Eagles have a really strong run game too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely taking. I'm taking the Eagles in this one, but it's going to be close. I don't think there's any type of blowout possibilities in this game.
So I was laughing at Pop's comment. I apologize for that.
I saw it too.
Yeah, Eagles, Giants. I have the Eagles, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants did upset them. They played them really close in the last week of the season, not too long ago, and the Eagles, they might not benefit from that bye week as much as others. Hurts, obviously he needed the extra time, but the rest of that running game and kind of opposite line, hopefully they're not out of sync, but I think that's going to be a good one. And then in that Cowboys 49ers, man, I think this is it. I think the Cowboys are going to surprise and win this game. I feel like they've been back against a wall basically, and they're a little bit responding differently. Like Marcus, like you were saying, they're looking like they have the mentality and the confidence to actually go out and win a really big game. And we'll see. And I think what's bolstered that is that this is our Super Bowl. If we beat this team, it don't matter who makes it after that. As far as from the East, that would be a common opponent that we've beat already, either of those other teams. I feel like this is the one. And if Dak plays like he did after the first 3-4 throws last night, man, we could actually maybe surprise and beat this team. So I'm going out on a limb. I'm saying the Cowboys get the 49ers, but oh man, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a great game.
Man, it put butterflies in my stomach. I remember as a kid, my dad was super Cowboy fan. I remember in the 93, 92, those hardcore games in San Francisco, dog. I remember those. We don't know who's on. You got Jerry Rice, we got Deion, just and it's gonna be the same type of game. I think it's gonna be hard fought. It's gonna be, but it's just who makes the most, who makes the least mistakes gonna win this game, man. That's how it's gonna go. I don't know, man. My heart is that, but I don't know, man.
Strizzy, talk to him.
Oh man, I'm honestly 100%. I'm with Anthony. It depends on what Dak shows up. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just a defense, a well-coached team, and like we keep talking about the defense, but guys, we gotta talk about this offense though too. Like the offense is putting up 33 plus points a game as well. Like they're scoring like crazy. Running game is crazy, and Purdy's averaging like 250, 260 yards and two plus passing touchdowns a game as well. In every game he started, he's thrown 2+ touchdowns. And I think he only has three interceptions for the season. And granted, it's not a whole season. I get that, but this is like the game of the week for me. Like Bengals and Bills is going to be good, but I feel like this is going to be a crazy game. But
it's the history.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of think though that if Eagles win, I think Cowboys win too. I'm just going to throw I think that's what the NFL is going to want to see. I think they want a rematch with Jalen Hurts healthy. So we'll see.
What we got to do, if they don't bring a boombox to this game, I'm going to be hurt.
Yeah.
They got to bring, because they disrespected us last year in our home thing. Somebody, Diggs or Parson, you got to bring a boombox and y'all got to walk out there. If I see that, we winning. I know we winning. We gotta do it, dog. Yeah. It's gonna be a good game though, man. I'm just yeah. It's so wrong. It's so wrong from now, man. It's so wrong from now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one. Unk says, Alex, don't be a homer. And I'm trying not to, but I'm just saying I have a different feeling about this. He said anything is possible at this point. Season has been wild. And I don't know, it still is a rookie quarterback. So I'm like, we got to be able to do something. But this is really on Dan Quinn to see if we can, scheme our defense to be able to stop their running game and their multiple weapons. But
what's gonna happen though?
Different.
No, it's like life. Yo, Georgia Bulldogs won. Like you can't get two. That's how you can't get two. It's in the back of my head. Like I was thinking about that. Georgia Bulldogs won. God, he's like, nah, I can't give you two, A-Dub. I can't give you two of those. Though.
Mom's got two last. You know what I'm saying? Mom's got two last.
Oh, she did get two. She did. But she's mom's though, man. They get.
She got the football god's favor. You know what I'm saying?
See, but this might be part of it too. Dan Quinn interviewing in Denver Friday. Dan Quinn, go out you and get you a job then. If you win this game, if you stop the 49ers offense, you know what I'm saying? You're getting you a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know. I think it's going to be different, but it's funny. Mike McCarthy had kind of a gangster quote, and he was talking about, it's not necessarily revenge and things like that, but, the game, you play the game long enough, and that's kind of how life goes, that you get a chance to kind of set things straight. You get another opportunity, and I think that they know what they need to do. It's completely different than it was last year, bro. Still going to be a great game. Still going to have to go out there.
I don't think I'm going to watch the game to second quarter, man. I'm going to be that. I can't watch it, dog, to second quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be, oh, man. We're going to be ready, though. That's the Sunday night special, too. That's the last game of the weekend.
I hate that, too.
Knows what they're doing. That's going to be
Yeah, they know they're doing, man. They know they're doing.
Yeah, so only other things on here real quick is that the Atlanta Mercedes-Benz Dome is preparing to host the AFC Championship game if it's Chiefs-Bills. They already told them that they can start selling tickets later this week, and they're basically doing like they're going to kind of split it, and that's if they if it's Kansas City versus the Bills is how it's going to go. Anthony said 49ers had a lot of rest.
Sometimes all rest ain't good though. Your rhythm gone, so we don't care about that.
Bad rest. I don't know. Pop said Rams, Colorado, Bulldogs, Cowboys, and Royals next. Let's go. Let's keep it going.
What's Colorado? Oh, the Avalanche. Okay.
So, but that's NFL. I know. Dang, we took the whole hour on NFL, but we can breathe through these next topics real quick. I mean, we can. They
can stay with us. We normally get down by that.
Y'all ain't doing nothing.
It's Tuesday night.
We all at the crib right now. Chill.
Hey, Anthony, we're gonna talk about that off air, dog. We can't talk about that on air, man. What's wrong with you, man?
It's a family show, dog.
Yeah, it's a family, dog. What you doing, man?
You can't be bringing that up. All right, hold on. I'm gonna hit this one. Marcus, you got the slide?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect timing. Okay, so there wasn't really too much NBA talk to talk about, but there were some pretty great performances on MLK Day yesterday. And just a contest update, actually, myself and Anthony Wesson are tied at 7-2 so far. And I did actually add some Tuesday games in so that we could have like more, more games to try to separate us. So depending on the Spurs Nets and a couple other games tonight, we'll see how that goes down. But thank you guys for participating in that. And yeah, LeBron, he dropped I think he dropped 48. Like 38 today, or no, was
48. 48.
Okay. And against the Rockets. And they shouldn't have struggled against the Rockets, but they really did need that victory. So I'm glad that they got that. And then Jason Tatum balled out yesterday. And actually Strizzy, your boy Drew Holiday too, came up big for the Bucks.
Yeah. Somebody had to. Giannis was out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think everybody in the contest picked the Bucks too, so we were glad that he came through on that one.
Hey, Tatum MVP already, you think? Go give it to him?
Who?
Tatum.
Oh.
I think almost, but I mean it's too early. We need to at least get through All-Star break, but he's definitely balling out this year. I think it's a different level this year.
Yeah. He's trying up the record too. If the Mavs were a little bit better, I think it's you're still talking about him and Luka, but I don't think the Mavericks have the record.
Okay.
Yeah. And we got to highlight Pops giving LeBron props. You know what I'm saying? So
thank you, Pops. Thank you, Pops. No Cowboys gonna do it, man.
Talking about him or James Harden, I wasn't sure.
Oh, we should ask him that, huh? Are we gonna ask him that? What James he talking about?
Didn't James Harden have a good game too? I swear he hit like 5, 6 threes.
I don't think he care about James Harden.
I know he don't. I know he don't.
Yeah, no, that's not his squad anymore. No, it is still his squad, but he's still mad at them. So, but the other thing we have on here too is the trade deadline. It is coming up February 9th, so a couple weeks left to go. I was wondering if you guys think, who do you guys think should make moves, or who do you think might be traded still?
You forgot Trey Young on there though.
Oh, as far as the performances yesterday?
No, getting traded.
Oh. I know they got John Collins on there, but
I think Young would be for him.
Trade, but it might be too soon for trade. What do you think? You think the Hawks will make a move like that?
I guess he's not having a good thing with the coach. So I think it's like tension there, So it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I did hear that the coach was talking about potentially even walking away if he's still there.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's kind of bad.
That's bad.
You can even look at their body language on the sideline, like they give him half other people, and like he's just over there. So I don't know. If I'm the Hawks, I'm getting rid of the coach if I get rid of Trae Young. So
I'm with you on that, especially if you just picked up Murray in the offseason. Who also had a really, really big game, especially against Miami the other night. He tore us up.
Well, it's weird. Like, they picked up Murray to try to help take pressure off Trae Young and give him a running mate, but then that kind of like pushed him further away in a sense, because now he's like, he wanted to be. I mean, because Murray's that good, I guess. I think that is weird though if they make a move like that. I am still curious about the Lakers and Russell Westbrook also, but I feel like Westbrook. I think that they can stay the course. You know what I'm saying, with him coming off the bench, and they've been playing well
too.
He just had a triple-double the other night and a nice one too. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. I know they need more shooters. I know they need more shooters, but it's interesting. I feel like this Laker team plays better when it's 2 of the 3 playing, right? It's like
where's AD at? That's the question. What he doing?
Right. I just feel like as good as he is, I feel like as good as AD is, you move him while you can. You know what I'm saying? Like he look when he's healthy, he's an MVP. The problem is when he's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like move him while you can, grab something good for him. I'm pretty sure someone's willing to give up some pretty good pieces for him. So I think the Lakers are 2 shooters away from being real competitive in this league, and they're not too far off yet. You know what I mean? So
if you're a GM, would you give away some good pieces for broken down AD? You're not getting it. You don't play.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, man. Like I get it. It's just it sucks. It's like again, like when he was healthy, we were talking about MVP potentially. You know what I'm saying? It's just he just can't stay healthy. It's the crappy part.
Yeah,
and it sucks because he is effing good. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude is nice.
I think he got that itis. What's it called? It's called Greg Odenitis. I think he got it.
He got that Greg Odenitis.
It's another one called Brandon Roy-itis. So he got one of those.
Yeah, man.
Something like that. Similar condition. So I don't know, but NBA for sure. I'm excited. We'll announce the winner of the contest next week after the after the rest of the games plays out. It might have to come down to the tiebreakers. We submitted scores as well. So, and then Unc says a special contest prize for next year's MLK Day. So we're going to continue to try to do this thing every year and grow it bigger and bigger. So that's what's up. Anthony Weston threw one out there. Dallas for Christian Wood, Hardaway, and a first-round pick. AD.
They just got Christian Wood. They ain't gonna give it to him already.
And he's playing real well right now.
Yeah, if Dallas would do that, I think the Lakers would do that.
Yeah, I mean that's a solid one. I don't know if you've been watching the Dallas games, but Christian Wood's been hooping. Like he's been playing real well with Lucas since he came back from his latest injury.
Yeah,
these guys need to drink some milk, man. They always get
some of that calcium.
Yeah, man. We didn't get hurt like that growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Never. I didn't have my first injury until I was 25.
In lunchroom, we had chocolate or white milk. We ain't had no punch and that soda, all that lemonade. We had milk.
All these extra drinks, yeah,
that's fancy, pretty stuff.
And everything.
Yeah.
And
another thing we drunk out of the water fountain out of the side of the house too. All that lead, I guess, made us. I don't know.
Right.
These kids, they don't know about no water hose on the side of the house drinking that water, man.
Your water shouldn't have calcium in it, but somehow ours did. You know what I'm saying?
Lead.
That was that, yeah. That was the big weapon right there, though. Was that water hose?
Yeah.
All right. I think that we'll just do that though for NBA. We'll go ahead and go to our next couple of slides. Let me go ahead and throw the other sports up real quick. So what's next again?
Other sports?
Oh yeah, other sports. Okay, so not football.
Yeah, not basketball. We did that already.
Oh, okay, like hockey.
Yeah, like hockey. Feel me?
Okay, like baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Like soccer, right?
There we go.
Like soccer.
Like other sports. All right, so we have to start off with a sad story for other sports and say rest in peace to Devin Willock and Chandler LaCroix. Just another one of those reminders and just the ups and downs of life that happens so fast. But this is a Georgia offensive lineman. He played in all 15 games last year and started 2 of them. And then a recruiting staffer as well that died in a car accident on Sunday night. Just hours.
They were together?
Yeah, they were in the car together. It's hours after the championship parade. There was also another offensive lineman and another recruiting staffer that were also in the vehicle that survived with different injuries. But so sad. We
Dang,
want
I hear
to take
about
a second
that.
to say rest in peace to them. And yeah, they were. That's super sad. Like I said, that's kind of the ups and downs of life that can come so quickly at you. And like we always talk about, just to remember to appreciate our loved ones and to let our loved ones know how we feel about them while we can. So definitely wanted to take a second to say rest in peace for those. And then also, well, we'll go ahead and move to the next slide. Anthony Weston said prayers for Russell Gage and Peyton Hillis too. Yeah, that was two crazy stories. Well, Russell Gage, in last night's game with a neck injury. But he had to be carted off during the Cowboys Bucks game, and then Peyton Hillis as well. He was actually saving his family. That his family was drowning in a lake, and he was actually saving them. And now I believe he is on life support.
Dang.
So
yeah, that's rough.
So very crazy. But prayers for them, and then like Kelly saying, prayers for the family of all of those too. As we move on from that sad story, just a couple little things here. Australian Open is underway. We got some favorites there, but also one person that won't be participating is Naomi Osaka. She did announce that she's pregnant, so we definitely want to say congrats to her on that. And then she did say that she plans to return to tennis, and but I wonder about.
I don't think she'll come back.
What's that?
I don't think she'll play again. I think she's gonna stop because she's already got a bad anxiety about that. So I think she's gonna think about the baby and all that. I think the baby is good for her, but I can't see her coming back.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's so many things going for her already off the court. It's almost like she's in a Serena position without even having had the career. Like,
exactly.
Short career at the beginning, but kind of rose so quickly. But I do think it is good for her, and I do agree that she might not come back. But if she does, it won't be quite the same. But yeah, and as Anthony's saying, she doesn't seem interested in tennis right now. Right. Agree. But hey, that's cool though. I'm definitely happy for her. So I'm hoping maybe Coco Gauff can slide through one of these. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely be rooting for her. We'll see how that goes. And also Djokovic, he is the favorite again. He didn't get to participate last year because of the vaccination status. I feel like he's going to win this year for sure and extend his lead on the majors. So, but that is officially underway. But yesterday's games had to be delayed because of extreme heat, and then they had like monsoon rain, so it was going back and forth between raining and extreme heat. So, yeah. And Kelly says, "So she's so awesome. Congrats to her." Anthony Weston says, "Comeback, Serena." Yeah, you never know, but that's up with. So
yeah.
NASCAR is preparing to come back. Their first race is actually going to be after the AFC Championship game and before the Super Bowl. So in that first window without football, kind of preparing us for NASCAR. So that should be pretty cool. And then the other one I wanted to talk about briefly, Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia.
Is that Ryan Garcia though?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the top right.
When did he get those tattoos? Is that new?
He's on for a while.
Yeah, he got all tatted up.
I didn't know that.
But this is supposed to be happening, and they did say, book it. It's going to be happening. That was supposed to be the next fight after Tank Davis's fight last week. Ryan Garcia said he didn't really need a warm up, but now Rolando Romero, aka Rolly, he's saying he has a contract with Ryan Garcia to fight in April, and that the winner of that fight will get to fight against Tank Davis. I'm wondering if you have any thoughts about this, Strizzy, as far as, do you think that Garcia might be ducking Davis after that performance last week? Do you think that Davis is trying to pull stall tactics? Do you think we're actually going to see this fight that we want to see?
Man, I hope so. I mean, the funny thing is, I kind of feel like Garcia is ducking Davis a little bit, and I feel like he's been ducking Davis for a little while, right? Like, Tank has basically been like, no, let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he basically told him, he was like, contracts are already out April 30th. Like, sign it. We're waiting on him. And whatever the reason may be, he saw Tank's fight, last week, and he's kind of like getting a little worried, you know what I'm saying? But Yes, I do understand that the boxing contracts are a thing, but a lot of times the contract just means we have to fight. It doesn't necessarily always say when. You know what I'm saying? So they could easily have their fight after him and Tank fight. The world wants to see Davis and Garcia right now. We don't want to see a possibility of Rolly beating Garcia and then not getting the Davis Garcia fight that we want. You know what I'm saying? Like things like this happen a little too often, and you know what I'm saying? That's not what we want. Like Davis and Garcia need to fight. Like that's what needs to happen. Rolly can wait. He can fight him again in September.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I hope that's how it goes. And Rolly did lose to Tank Davis already, and he's trying to work to get his rematch back.
He didn't just lose; he got knocked out.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm wondering if Davis would try to take this. Garcia would try to take this interim kind of tune-up fight if he was nervous about Tank, and he can build up that fight a little bit more and put another win under his belt. But I don't know. But this is what kind of irritates me about boxing. Is that the promoters can never really come together at the same time. That is one advantage that the UFC has, is that, it's one person kind of designing the fight calendar, making the fights, and then the fighters are kind of contracted to do that. And speaking of that, Pops did mention John Jones is returning. His next fight is going to be, I believe it's March, early March.
Why?
And he's returning at heavyweight too. So, and Pop said he got his blank together apparently. So we'll see. I want to know. I would be interested to see him fight at heavyweight, though. He is a beast, but it's kind of a different league a little bit. So we'll see. He said, "Man, is he legit now?" I mean,
we're gonna see.
Like Pop says, apparently he got his stuff together. So we'll see. You in for a John Jones return though, Strizzy?
I love watching him fight, especially when he takes it seriously. I mean, best fighter ever, honestly. Like he is. Like, the dude is crazy, right? But going up in a weight, especially a heavyweight class, things are a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you like to say like, oh, he's gonna have the speed over this person, but Gane is quick. He's really bad. Like, he is an agile, super agile heavyweight. So it's like, I feel like Gane was actually Francis Ngannou's biggest obstacle. You know what I mean? Truthfully, in their last fight. But so him not being able to fight Ngannou is kind of blessing in disguise, because honestly, I think Ngannou takes him. But I think this is a better fight for him to start off, kind of see where he's at in heavyweight. But I just feel like it's also been so long. You know what I mean? Like we've been waiting for him to come back for so long. How is this going to look? How is he going to look fighting? If he comes back and he looks poor and gets his ass beat, it's like, all right, dog, maybe you just shouldn't keep doing it. Just you tried it, got your butt kicked, and maybe not. But you know what I'm saying? But he is, man. Like, you watch a lot of John Jones's fights. The only time anybody ever comes close is when he doesn't take them seriously. And then he fights them again, and then he demolishes them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what John Jones are we gonna get? But the dude is arguably the best MMA fighter ever. He's an absolute monster.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to be breaking down that fight after that happens and see. We'll talk about Anthony Wesley got Joe. John Jones ain't that old, man. It's not like he's been that long since he fought. He can't be bringing back Brock Lesnar.
Man, Brock Lesnar's like 50?
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. He's old, though.
Still making money.
No, heck yeah. He doing his thing.
Speaking of that, too. Changes to the WWE. Apparently, Vince McMahon's coming back, and they're getting ready to sell to a new player. And I guess ESPN and Disney are in the mix somehow with that. So that would be interesting to see if they switched up and they were on ESPN.
The crazy thing is, the NFL has evolved and got better. NBA has evolved, got better. They would never have WWF, WCW. They had it at one time. They was playing. That's two things playing at the same time. Two different companies. They was thriving and doing great. Mm-hmm. That never happened again, man. Those glory days are gone, dog.
Yeah.
The Attitude Era, man. They call it the Attitude Era.
I feel you. It definitely has changed. It's just hard to keep up with anymore. But I think we're gonna go ahead and shut down the show right there. I'm glad we got to take a deep dive into those playoff games, and we're gonna be going live later this week again to make our playoff picks for next week for the divisional rounds. And I do want to give a shout out to Unc though while he's on here. He went 6-0 in the playoff picks this week, only one to pick all the playoff games correctly. So Super Bowl square coming your way, sir. And we're going to be competing these next couple of weeks. So yeah, even with the upsets, man, he called them all just right. And I like it. So
real quick, Uncle, you got Cowboys for Niners. Let's see who you got. That's all I want to know. I don't care about nobody else.
I don't care what nobody else say.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if he can throw that one in there real quick. And then I think that we'll shut it down. I appreciate you guys holding down the fort for us. Luck, you always say that. Anthony said I missed the Cowboys game. Why did I pick Brady?
Don't watch this one. Don't watch this one then. Thank you. Keep it going. Don't watch this one either. Don't watch it.
Huck said I hope the Cowboys.
No, we don't want the hope. Who you picking? We don't care about hope. Last week you just picked. We don't know what you picked. Earthly.
Oh, Earthly.
What up, dog?
You said good show. Appreciate you. Appreciate you checking us out. And speaking of good shows, Earthly, you're gonna have to let us know when you're performing next, so we can come and check out some of your music. And maybe I don't know if you can do this on YouTube or not, but just if you can click on his name, maybe you can go check out some of his stuff. So shout out to Earthly for sure. And I guess Unc's not gonna give us a pick, but that's okay. He'll give it to us on Secure the Bag later this week. We'll do it like that. So we'll shut this thing down. Strizzy, anything you want to send us off with real quick?
Not that I can really honestly think of, man. Again, another exciting weekend in sports. Just make sure that you guys are following us on all platforms. On Instagram, @champ_podcast, and also on YouTube as well. And then, follow, hit all of our socials too. You know what I'm saying? All three of us, we got a lot of social stuff going on. Marcus is doing hella big things with the photography and videography. Me and A-Dub are really focusing on YouTube this year, and we're gonna keep rolling that, holding each other accountable. But like A-Dub said, man, these 9 to 5s are for the birds, man. I'm trying to be like Marcus full time. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I had to go to the office one day last week, and it damn near ruined my year, bro. You know what I'm saying? Never again, dog. Never again.
No, I feel you. And Stephanie Washington, real quick, said Rolly needs to sit down.
He really do.
I hope he's not really serious about that contract with Ryan.
Stephanie, if you see him in Vegas, say it to him. Say it came from all of us. Sit down somewhere.
Exactly. Let him know.
You can FaceTime me. I'll say it myself. I don't care.
Put us on a group FaceTime.
For real.
Exactly.
Tell
him, and we'll let him know.
But on that note,
go ahead and sign this thing off. But that was Say Like a Champ episode 177. We'll be back next with Secure the Bag. It's your boy A-Dub.
And yours, Shizzy.
Let's go, Cowboys.
Yeah.